What's going on, world? Hey, some of y'all know who I am, some of y'all don't. And the ones that don't even matter right now, because this is not about the messenger, it's about the message. And the message that I want to talk to y'all about today is about deception. And the great deception that black people have been put under. And not only black people, but quite frankly, the whole world has been put under. It teaches us that we were basically meant to be slaves. Now, some of y'all might say, hold on. What do you mean meant to be slaves? This is what I mean. I want everybody listening to this to think about this for a second. Have y'all ever noticed that whenever the subject of black history comes up in the public school system, they always start black history off at the same time? You know when that is? I'm waiting for somebody to tell me. I know some of y'all know. Okay. The 1600s. Y'all understand this? Public school system always starts off black history in the 1600s. Like black people just magically poofed out of thin air in 1619 when slavery started in America. But that's another thing. And I'm sorry, not necessarily started in America, but started all over. Europe, Britain. Basically, they teach you that you came into existence in 1619 when they came over there and threw you on those slave ships. All right, when they picked all of us up in Africa and brought us around, basically exported us and shipped us all across the planet to be sold like pieces of chicken. All right. Now, this is what I want to talk to y'all about. I'm going to ask you, where do black people come from? I'm going to say it again. Where do black people come from? I'm waiting. Okay. They teach us in school that all black people come from Africa. And when I say they, you know who they is that teach us in school? The same people who made you slaves. They're the ones that tell you that. We gotta start thinking for ourselves, y'all. It's the reason when we were slaves they didn't want us to read. Because if we could read, we could understand. We could comprehend. The same people that put you in slavery are the ones that tell you where you come from. Man, you have to think for a second. Should I trust the person that put me in slavery to tell me the truth? Just think about that for a second. I would say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Now think about this. Like I said, they always start black history off in 1619 with slavery. They teach us that we came from Africa. But this is something that I'm sure a lot of people already know. Me, myself, I stumbled across this a few days ago. Now, I'm not here to preach to anybody because that's not what I do. That's not my job. But, however, I would say in this last year or so, last year and a half, I've become a bit of a historian, okay? Because I'm always searching for the truth. I know something that these days and times, the truth is something that's hidden under a rock. So what I'm here to do is turn over them rocks, okay? Now, as I said, when we get sidetracked, they say we all come from Africa. And as I also said, I'm not here to preach to you. But this is something of extreme importance. Now check this out. Anybody who believes in God believes in the Bible. So right there, you're going to get cut out of this. If you don't believe in God, then of course what I'm getting ready to say to you is going to sound like total nonsense, okay? Total nonsense. But if you believe in God and you believe that the Bible is true, which I do, check out Deuteronomy chapter 28, okay? Deuteronomy chapter 28. And what it says is basically telling you that the Israelites, I know everybody knows about the Israelites, the people in the Bible in the Old Testament, who were enslaved constantly. And God had to send Moses out there to deliver them from slavery, working all types of miracles, parting the Red Sea. I know y'all know the stories. Some people say, man, that stuff can't be true. Once again, I'm not talking to you. I'm only talking to people who believe in God. And if you believe in God, you believe in the Bible. You believe it's true. Even though I'm not here to preach to you, this cannot be ignored. Deuteronomy 28 says that once God brought the children of Israel out of slavery, out of Egypt, he told them, okay, now that I brought you out of slavery, y'all got to listen to me. Y'all got to keep my commandments. If you keep my commandments, I'm going to do this, that, and the third for you. All types of blessings, all types of prosperity. He wanted to make us the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. Okay? He wanted to bless everything, the work of our hands. Everything we do was going to be blessed. First couple of verses, Deuteronomy 28. But then, after that, he goes into, okay, but if you don't listen to me, then I'm going to bring all types of curses on you. Everlasting curses. Curses mean, everlasting, means that these curses will not be removed. You understand me? It will not be removed. Now, what curses are those, you say? Curses, here are a few of them. It says, since you didn't listen to me, like I told you, this time I'm going to send you back into slavery again. And anybody, like I said, that knows the history of the biblical Israelites, you know, I'm not here to preach to you, but like I said, this cannot be ignored any longer. Anybody who knows the history of the Israelites in the Bible know that slavery is a central thing. First you were enslaved by the Egyptians. Then you were enslaved by the Assyrians. Then you were enslaved by the Babylonians. And then the Persians and the Medes. And then the Greeks. And then finally the Romans. Okay? Now all of this stuff is documented. It's in the Bible. And for the people who want to slide the Bible, say it's not true, okay. First of all, that's nonsense. But if you want to go that route, go to a library, go online, do your homework. You will see plenty of secular scholars, historians, professors writing regular secular history books. They know this. If you want to know this, this is in those books. This is a fact. It cannot be denied. These are facts. Okay? All those slaveries that God put us in, he says, if you don't listen, after all of that, this time, I'm going to send you back into slavery again. And this time, I'm going to use ships to do it. You hear that? I'm going to use ships. I'm going to put you on ships, pack you up like sardines, okay? Ship you all across the globe. Your women will be sold as maid servants. Your men will be sold as bond servants. You know what that means? Slaves. He's going to put you in ships, ship you all across the world, and your men and women will be sold as slaves. Your children, it says that you will have children, but you won't enjoy them. Your children will be given to strangers while you cry and you miss them all the day long. That's in the Bible, y'all. Okay? It's in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28. It says you will marry a wife, but somebody else will take your wife and sleep with your wife. Slavery. The slave capturers who captured you, who captured me, my ancestors, your ancestors. A lot of our ancestors had wives, but those wives were taken and raped by the slave masters. It's in the Bible, y'all. Okay? It says, I will make you so afraid. God says, I'm going to make your heart, you're going to have a very, very fearful heart. You're going to be scared out of your mind. Who had our people scared out of their mind? Putting them into slavery. It said, wherever you go, you will be scattered among many nations, but you will not find peace in any of those nations. God said he's going to hit you. He's going to smite you. You know what smite means? Smite means he's going to hit you. I'm going to smite you in the presence of your enemies. You know what that means? Slavery, whippings, beatings, murders in the presence of your enemies. And it said, no man will be able to save you from this. No man will be able to get you out of this. These curses are everlasting, forever. That is, while the world is in existence. Don't miss what I'm saying. This will end one day, but not while earth is still in existence. That's what y'all got to listen to. Deuteronomy 28 makes this very perfectly clear. It also says, your enemy will put a yoke of iron around your neck. You know what slave chains were made of? Iron. You know where it was put? Around your neck. Yeah, I hope y'all listening to that. Are y'all really listening to me? Are y'all listening to this? It will be put around your neck until he have destroyed you. Until he have destroyed you. You know what that means? Once he takes the yokes off, that means you are destroyed. Those yokes of iron would not have came off if we were not already destroyed. Okay? Now all those things you just heard me say, all those curses that God said he himself would send, he sent them to his children because they didn't listen. The same children he brought out of Israel from slavery. He said, this is the last go round. This is the last time. All these times y'all didn't listen, I'm going to put you in slavery one more time. And this time, you ain't coming out of it. You will not be coming out of it. Not while the world is in existence. Okay? I hope y'all are understanding what I'm saying here. Like I said, don't take my word for it. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28 for yourself. And for those of you who want to knock the Bible, say it's not true. First of all, that's nonsense. But if you want to go that route, go look up the regular historian. The secular historians know this for a fact. You can, one of the books you can check out, go online or go to the library and read some passages from a book called Babylon, from Babylon to Timbuktu. Like I said, the scholars already know this for a fact. This is not even debatable. So all these things, what I'm trying to tell you is, all those curses put on those people that God was talking about, who does it look like they fit? He said, I'm going to send you into slavery again, on ships this time. Who got put on slavery ships? Shipped all over the place. Who was that? Who had their men sold as bond men and their women sold as maidservants? Who had their kids taken away and given to strangers? Who had a fearful heart, so scared that they were scared out of their mind? It says also, you will work the field, you will plant the seeds, but you will not reap the harvest. Your enemies are going to take the harvest from you. It also says you will build a house, but you're not allowed to live in it. Your enemies will take that house from you and build that. Who does that sound like to y'all? Is it getting any clearer? What I'm trying to tell you, for anybody who's not understanding what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say to you is that according to the Bible, once again, remember this, I'm not here to preach to you. That's not what I do. I'm not here to get religified on you. That's not what I do. But I am here to uncover the truth. So according to Deuteronomy 28, anybody who fits the description of the things you just heard me say, you are the Israelites. The same ones in the Bible. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. You, blacks, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're all Israelites according to the Bible. Anybody, any group of people who fits those prophecies and those descriptions that I just described to you, those are the Israelites from the Bible. That's what I'm telling you. Don't take my word for it. Go pick up a Bible, go online, go on your smartphone or whatever, read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and tell me if you can come to any other conclusion. And if you can't, please let me know. See, you're not supposed to find out this information. You're not supposed to find out this information. You know why? Black people don't read. As a whole, everybody knows that we don't read. They kept us from reading during slavery, and even though we so-called free now, a lot of us still won't read. Reading is like A book is like kryptonite to the black man. Kryptonite. It'll kill you. Why you think they always say, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. I guarantee you he'll never find it. But more and more of us are starting to wake up now. And this is what they don't want. They do not want you realizing who you are. That's why they always start black history in the 1600s. Now, I came across this. I stumbled across this. So I felt it was only right that I share this information. People need to know the truth. You didn't come from Africa. Blacks, Negroes, you did not come from Africa. The slave ships picked you up in Africa. I'm going to give you this. Say I go over to Japan. Say I move to Japan, right? And I'm living in Japan. Am I Japanese all of a sudden because I live in Japan? I don't think so. Neither more am I African because they picked me up in Africa. And where am I getting this from? You saying, man, if he's saying that the black people come from Israel and they're Israelites, then how in the world did they get in Africa, the west coast of Africa, to be picked up for these slave catchers? Once again, I'm not here to preach to you, but here it is. In the book of Luke, chapter 21 somewhere, I can't remember the exact verses. Jesus himself, he told the Israelites, when y'all see Jerusalem surrounded by soldiers, the Roman soldiers, know that the desolation is nigh. Desolation means destruction. Everybody in the world knows, even if you don't believe in God, so what? All the secular world knows Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD. Jesus said, he said that what happened. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by the soldiers, Roman soldiers, run. You need to get ready to flee to the mountains. Run right now, because they're getting ready to do a lot of killing. And all I want you to do, go look at a map. Go look at a map of the world and look over there in that region where Israel at. When Christ said, run to the mountains, he's talking about Africa. The same place he went on to run to himself when he was a little kid. And King Herod wanted to murder him. He ran to Africa. Hid out for 12 years. Same place those Israelites ran when the Romans surrounded Jerusalem to destroy and started killing all the Israelites. They ran to Africa. Just like Christ said, like I said, don't take my word for it. Read your Bible yourself. If you don't want to read the Bible, you want to deny God, go to the library and read the secular historian books. They will tell you. Everybody knows Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD. The ones that didn't listen to Christ, like he said, and run to Africa, to the mountains, they got killed. The Romans wasn't playing in there. They wanted to kill every single Israelite. And the ones that ran, they ran to Africa, to the mountains. And then quite some time later down the line is when the slave trade began, and they came to Africa and rounded everybody up, threw them in boats like sardines, and shipped them all across the globe. Like I said, this information, you're not going to get this in school. You're not going to get this in church. They're not going to tell you this. Stop listening to people. Don't even listen to me. Even though I'm telling you this, stop being lazy. Do your own homework. Do your research. The proof is right there. Deuteronomy 28. You read that and then you get back to me. And for the ones who want to say, oh, the Bible ain't true, go read a secular book. All those scholars know this for a fact. That's why they make things like, I'm not even going to call this music. I'm a real hip-hop fan myself. A lot of this nonsense today, it's not even music. It's gibberish. They use to control your mind, to get you preoccupied. All these reality shows, the ratchetness, Atlanta Housewives, Love and Hip Hop. It's nonsense. Anything to keep your mind off of something of importance. Anything to keep you from knowing who you are. The identity of blacks, so-called Negroes, biggest kept secret on earth. Biggest kept secret on earth. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Go read Deuteronomy, the whole entire chapter of 28. It's right there. The truth will come out. It's coming out and it will come out. I will be back at y'all later, at a later time. Be easy out there. Don't take my word for it. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and you will see where black people come from. Don't trust the history books. History books were written by the same people who captured you. Don't trust them. Okay? You cannot trust a person who steals from you, to be honest with you. Wake up.